Greetings, fellow Terrans. Professor McKee here with a tutorial for Terra Invicta. We finance professors have hobbies, and one of mine is playing Terra Invicta. I'm creating a collection of tips I've played while playing this game in case you want to have a study break. Today's guide is about what early game research to pursue in order to get your initial space mining started. Now, Terra Invicta is a great game, but the text tree is, well, it's massive. And this is just a global text. It's difficult to know how to navigate it, and so I'm going to walk through the key texts that you should prioritize in the early game for establishing your space economy. There's a separate video that I'm making, which will be in the same playlist, that focuses on the ground game, what you need for doing well on Earth. So establishing mines requires a bunch of these global texts. So to mine on the moon or Mars, you need mission to Mars or mission to moon, which one you need is kind of obvious based on the name. Space mining and refining. Down here. That's what you need to build the mine that produces the resources. And if you're going to Mars, solar panels won't work. You're too far away from the sun. So you also need nuclear fission in space. That'll let you produce the fission pile to power your mines. If you're past Earth orbit, even within Earth orbit, solar power just doesn't work very well. It's only if you're on Venus or Mercury that solar panels are actually effective. In addition, you will also need to be able to build the outpost core. That requires outpost tabs. And then you need various faction projects. So the outpost core project that outpost tabs unlocks for you. The outpost mining complex that space mining and refining unlocks for you. If you're going to Mars, you need the fission pile, which is unlocked by nuclear fission in space. So to summarize all of the texts you need for mission to moon, this is going to be 1,000 space science. It requires outpost tabs, which is another 1,000 life science, and then mission to space, which is 250 space science. Mission to Mars is 2,500 space science. It requires Skywatch, 250 space science, and it also, of course, requires the outpost tabs, which you're already getting on your way to mission to the moon. Space mining and refining, that's another 2,500 in space science. It requires mass drivers, 1,000 energy science. This is what's going to be sending packets of the water, volatiles, metals, noble metals, etc. between your various space assets. And for mass drivers, you need advanced electromagnetism. That's another 1,000 energy science. And of course, you need outpost tabs, but again, you've already had this from previous ones. Now, nuclear fission in space, that requires deep space propulsion concepts. So it's 2,500 space science for nuclear fission, and then 1,000 space science for the deep space propulsion. Deep space propulsion just requires mission to space, which again, you're already getting by doing all the various other things. And then fission pile is 500 energy science. Outpost mining complex is 500 space science. And outpost core is 300 space science. So in total, combining all of these together, you need 14,300 science. Now, given our research production starts at 30 a month, roughly, it sounds like a lot, but most of this is global text. Global text will have the AI contributing too. And then project text, well, you have bonuses from the gears, so project text can go quickly too. And you will be able to get multipliers to improve the speed on these various things. Now, since almost all of it is space science, mission to Mars is space science, mission to the moon is space science, deep space propulsion, Skywatch, mission to space, nuclear fission in space, and space finding reminding. There's tons of space science ones here. Any bonuses in space science tend to be pretty good for advancing these early game global techs. And remember that researching multiple techs of the same category causes dilution. So if I had bonuses on space science, I wouldn't get the full bonus because my research teams are spread out. Okay. And timing of these does matter. I will talk a little bit about that at the end. But for now, let's focus on what we actually need to get. So beyond those basic techs, there's a few additional early techs that will really help you get to put things on the moon and on Mars for cheap. Because it costs a lot of boost to send stuff to the moon and even more to send stuff to Mars. So a key early game global tech is advanced chemical rocketry. It costs 1,000 material science, and it unlocks potentially a whole bunch of important projects. So I'm going to go to the full tree here because I want to show them these projects. Okay, so the most important one is the one that's guaranteed. Interplanetary chemical rockets. It's only 100 space science. It's super cheap. You can increase your investment into boost, which can be helpful if you're investing in boost to get more. But it also reduces boost used for sending things beyond the low Earth orbit. So if you're sending something to Mars and you research this tech, boost is less expensive. These 3 techs that you start with are all doing similar things. This one just replaces them. Now the other ones here are also kind of useful. So let's see, which one's next? Yeah, so reusable rockets. If that unlocks, you get a 20% bonus on boost investments. 1,000 energy science. And it could also potentially unlock commercial rockets, which is a repeatable project. It creates a new org. This org has boost income, so it gives you more boost income. So this is all about boost income if you need it. You have space tugs. This increases the speed. So when you boost a HAB module to the moon or to Mars, particularly Mars, it'll be faster. So it arrives faster. Time value is important. Getting that income up more quickly will help you. And then high thrust probes means that when you complete mission to moon, mission to Mars, again, especially for mission to Mars, you can send a probe from Earth to survey all their sites. Right now, we don't know the resources there, and you can't build anything until you have surveyed it. Well, high-speed probes increases the speed of your probes. So if you research that before you send probes to Mars, your probes will arrive much faster, which means you can start sending modules to colonize Mars much faster too. Okay, now these are not all guaranteed to unlock. As you can see, they have these not 100%, so 50%, 50%, 60, 60. If you contribute to advanced chemical rocketry, every percentage of this 1,000 that you add will increase that chance by that much. So if I contribute 10% of the 1,000, it becomes 60% for usable rockets, 60 for chemical, etc. So you have a better chance of these unlocking than you might think. And there's a few other things that can help you with those unlocks, but that's a more advanced topic. Now the main reason to get it is this guaranteed one. Sorry, not that one. That one's not guaranteed. Interplanetary, different chemical rocket one. That's guaranteed because it reduces boost costs for anything you send up. Now, the other pickup here that you might want, or will want for Mars, nuclear freighters. So nuclear freighters is not guaranteed. you have a 60% chance to unlock it after you research the global tech that would unlock it. But it increased speed, so have modules go faster, and it greatly decreases the boost cost. It's 10 kps. If you went over to the interplanetary, it was at 5. So it almost doubles the reduction that you're going to get here. Because remember, this is 5. These are lower. It's 4, 3, 2. So this gives you a small reduction in boost. Nuclear freighters gives you a huge reduction. Now this does require solid core fission, which is 5,000 energy science, and that requires nuclear fission in space. You're already getting nuclear and fission in space just to build fission piles to power your mines. But this greatly reduces boost cost. It greatly increases speed of delivery, and if you can get it before you would send modules to Mars, it's really helpful. You're probably not going to get this before you send modules to the moon, but that's okay. Okay, now, the exact timing of all of these global techs is kind of hard to give, because whoever has the most tech contributed gets to pick, and unless you have a lot of research and you know what you're doing, and if you're watching this video, you probably don't, you're not going to always control the next tech. So the AI is going to pick, and they could pick whatever. They can pick good things, they can pick bad things. But I will be able to tell you a few things about timing. So first of all, this is a little counterintuitive, but mission to Mars, you want that to go first before mission to Moon. This seems weird because you would first go to Moon because the Moon's a lot cheaper, right? Well, Mars is kind of far away, right? The Moon is, well, the Moon's still far away from Earth, but much closer. So if you send a probe to survey Mars, it's going to take many months, even if you have researched high thrust probes. Meanwhile, the Moon will get surveyed within a month. So if you complete mission to Mars, you send probes, then you complete mission to Moon, and you'll be able to set up a mine on Moon, start gaining some resources to help pay for putting things on Mars before the probes even arrive to Mars. Don't delay mission to Moon too much, but you preferably would get Mars first, because there's going to be a big delay before you can actually send anything to Mars. Secondly, those high thrust probes. The main benefit here, because you don't save that much time going to Moon, and, well, you're not going to be going out to the asteroids, and you certainly don't want to send probes to Jupiter. It'll take forever to do that. The main benefit is the probes will arrive at Mars a lot faster. So ideally, make sure you get advanced chemical rocketry done before mission to Mars would be done, because you want to have a chance to get that high thrust probe before you do mission to Mars. Now, if the timing doesn't work, unless you know you're about to get high thrust probes completed shortly, as in it's already unlocked and you're currently researching it, once mission to Mars completes, just send in normal probes. Don't try to wait. You're not guaranteed to get it. And if you miss it, you miss it. You'll still probably beat the AI, because you probably contributed more to mission to Mars than most of them. And you probably, hopefully, have the space resources and the boost to beat them there. And then thirdly, this is something I mentioned before, but there's some issues with researching multiple techs at the same time. It dilutes your bonuses if you have them. So try not to put like all 3 space sciences and global tech. Spread it out a bit. Generally, I try to keep no more than 2 of the same category unless it's some sort of emergency and I have to research 3. And then also acquiring multipliers through orgs for space science, but also the other categories that you might be researching, really helps. So make sure you do that too. All right, so next time you start out in Terra Invicta, you now know the key techs you need to pursue if you want to go mining in space. If you found this video helpful for your study break, please comment, like, and or subscribe so that others can find this video too. Happy not studying or dealing with an alien invasion.